Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Power Chats with Paragals. Tonight, we're cracking open the gates of hell and shining a light on 4 of its most infamous demons. So grab yourself a drink, get cozy, and maybe keep a light on for this one. Lisa's going to start us off with Beelzebub. The flies always come back.
Imagine a sound you can't escape, a low, constant buzzing. Flies gathering where rot has begun. Tonight, we're talking about the demon said to rule over that rot, Beelzebub, one of the most famous figures in demonology, second only to Lucifer himself, the Lord of the Flies. When people think of demons, they often imagine chaos and destruction, but Beelzebub represents something quieter and maybe more dangerous.
I find it hard to believe that he's quiet.
He's buzzing. He reminds us that evil doesn't always arrive with hellfire, noise and chaos. Sometimes it shows up as indulgence, complacency and the slow rot of excess. If you think Beelzebub's name feels unsettling, it should. Translated loosely, it means Lord of the Flies, a title that immediately conjures images of decay, filth and corruption. Not fire, not screaming, burning souls, but slow decay and rot.
Lovely.
However, Beelzebub wasn't always a demon. His name traces back to Baal-zebub, an ancient Philistine god who was later transformed into a demon as religious traditions evolved. Over the centuries, Beelzebub became not just a servant of hell, but one of its rulers. He is often described as a high-ranking prince of hell. He stands beside Lucifer and Satan as an advisor, a strategist rather than a brute. Where other demons... A brute.
A brute.
He's not a violent man.
He's a brute.
Where other demons inspire fear through violence, Beelzebub corrupts through indulgence, and so is most commonly associated with the sin of gluttony. Not just overeating, but excess in all things. I think I might have a little bit of Beelzebub in me.
Oh, I think so too.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Too much pleasure, too much power, too much indulgence, until the soul begins to collapse under its own weight. You might then wonder where flies and rot come into it. Well, flies don't hunt. They don't chase. They just wait. They appear when something is already dying, beginning to rot.
Ew.
The cult sources suggest that Beelzebub has the ability to sense and manipulate the desires of non-angelic and non-demonic beings, using this power to tempt humans towards sin and corruption. He is said to cause destruction by influencing tyrants, inciting the worship of demons, and provoking destructive emotions such as lust, jealousy, murder, and war.
Murder.
I think we all know someone who might be under the influence of Beelzebub at this current moment in history. He's orange.
Yes.
Needn't say any more there.
Moving swiftly on. In this way, Beelzebub is terrifying because he doesn't just cause decay, he rules over it. He feeds on moral collapse, spiritual neglect, and unchecked appetite, gluttony. So, next time you feel like checking out that extra online shopping cart, just imagine Beelzebub sitting over your shoulder, watching, waiting.
Don't make me feel guilty for shopping.
Can I just say that? Right.
Order.
Please, 100% over my shoulder, because I'm waiting on 4 bloody packages from Temu.
Oh God, Karen. Overconsumption. In other beliefs, flies were thought to represent demonic influence, and so to see swarms of them was considered a bad omen. Beelzebub became the embodiment of that omen. Their presence tells you something has already gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, because it's already dead.
Sorry.
Yeah. Something went wrong there.
Beelzebub appears throughout history as a figure of authority, a fallen angel who speaks with reason and confidence. In later occult writings, he becomes associated with possession, temptation, and slow spiritual ruin. So, what does this Prince of Hell look like? Well, Beelzebub's appearance has never been fixed to one form, and his image changes depending on the source. In Christianity, he's often portrayed as the typical demon with wings, horns, and animal-like features. I got lost.
Yeah, I lost.
His title, Lord of the Flies, often means he is depicted surrounded by a swarm or even as a fly-like creature. However, in more modern depictions, Beelzebub is sometimes shown less as a monster and more as a powerful, regal, commanding, almost human
That would kind of
Clean.
tie in with his more strategic
Yeah.
personality
So
rather
rather than
than
appearing
being like,
scary,
yeah.
he comes in looking all like, oh, look at me, I'm fine, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm
gonna get you to do what I want.
I'm gonna steal your soul.
If he's good looking, he can have my soul.
Well, Karen, clean on the surface, but totally rotten underneath.
Okay, maybe keep him. I'll stick with mine.
We all know the goat-like imagery of demons is created to be scary and unsettling, and that fire and torture make for good horror stories. But Beelzebub represents something more sinister. The danger of never knowing when enough is enough. The quiet decay that sets in long before anyone notices. And by the time you hear the buzzing of the flies, it may already be too late to save your soul. So, have people been possessed by Beelzebub, I hear you ask?
Yes, I think Karen might be, considering she has 4 Tea Moon packages on the way.
Yes, I think he's in my house.
The influence is there.
I have
do
a
you know
problem.
what? If Beelzebub was around now, he'd be a famous influencer.
Oh, he would.
Yeah,
That's what he
definitely.
would be. Yeah.
I think all the demons would be there.
Maybe he already is.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh.
There are many accounts of possession by Beelzebub over the years. Jesus himself was even accused of being possessed.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus, taking the Lord's name in vain there, Karen.
Oh, well, we're talking about demons.
As recorded in Mark 3:22 and Matthew 12:24, if anybody wants to check.
Do you know burst into flames reading that now?
That is my biblical reference for the day. How do you know if you or someone you know has been possessed by Beelzebub?
Check my bank account there now with the 4 transactions there.
Well,
The internet buzzes.
it
Oh,
does.
there we go.
And that static noise when you put
Yeah.
like your phone. Well, that's maybe back in the day.
Back in the day,
Back
but
in
like
the day.
it still buzzes.
Hmm.
It's still sending off signals.
We've cracked it. We've cracked it.
We know who Beelzebub is.
TikTok. Reddened eyes with a glazed, fixed look. A change in voice. A tendency to use foul language. I think we all might be a little bit corrupted. And to eat like a glutton. So there's me. Screwed. That's me. I'm screwed. I'm Beelzebub. Take me. The presence of flies and an overall negative change in behaviour are amongst the most prominent symptoms of possession by Beelzebub.
We're not too bad. We have a little sprinkle.
We just
in
have
there.
a sprinkle
Yeah.
of possession.
Yeah. Do you know what? We probably have a bit of all 7 of them in us.
Most
Well, they
definitely.
are referred to as
Yeah.
the 7 deadly sins.
They
That's
each,
very true.
they each
Yeah.
like line up with a sin. If we're going down the
Mm-hmm.
Catholic Christianity route. So, if you do suspect that someone is possessed by Beelzebub, obviously you must seek help from an exorcist.
We just take their bank card off them.
Empty their fridge.
One who can deal with all kinds of spirits. Remember, there are many kinds of spirits. And for a person to be fully freed from the grasp of the demon, it must be dealt with in the proper manner. In cases involving Beelzebub, there is often a need for a sacrifice.
Of course.
Mhm. This sacrifice can take many forms, including possession transfer. For example, in some cases, exorcists have been knowing?
We know.
I
In the beginning.
hope they're knowing.
beginning.
In some cases, exorcists have been known to bring in a live chicken.
Oh, it's not too bad.
No, it stays alive. It stays alive.
It just becomes a fat chicken.
Yes. No. They hope that Beelzebub gets distracted by the chicken, possesses the chicken,
So it's transfer of the demon
Yes.
from the person to the
leaves
chicken.
the person long enough for the exorcist to
That is.
fix him.
Has anybody ever watched The Pope's Exorcist?
Yes, we all
Yes.
went to see that cinema together.
Did we?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Anyway,
Pig?
at the start of the film.
Was it a pig?
That's what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. He
I've
brings
only
in a
caught that
chicken.
now.
Yeah. And a pig and a chicken. I think he brings in 2 of that.
Yeah.
Can't remember, but yeah. I know that sounds a bit funny. And like, we're laughing at it, but that's what it says on the internet. So it must be true.
Well, he is.
He is the internet. Now, before we move on, that's most of my information about Beelzebub. But before we move on, I have to say, I went on a little bit of a deep dive. I got really stuck into Beelzebub. And I like him. But there are some very contradictory opinions out there. In some cases, witches or occultists work with Beelzebub and say that he is actually quite a comforting father-like figure. And there's some really good articles if you... I'm not going to go into them now because I'll be here all day. But, yeah.
Cool.
Recommend reading up on Beelzebub and his comforting father figure-esqueness.
Well, that ties in with his strategic.
Well, true. Yes, he could be just falsifying that
Yeah.
Can
to
I
get in there.
also say, was it the first time we were in the ancient realm? And we were doing, the Ouija board on the table?
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
And
His
guess
name
who
came
popped
through.
up?
that's true. Actually, I forgot about that. Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember, you wouldn't do it.
you wouldn't do it. That
You weren't
time.
doing it that time. It was the very first time we did it.
remember.
We're
First
up in the
Ouija
upstairs
board.
in the witch's room.
I think it was the
And
very
we were
first time
doing-
we actually did the board.
Yeah, I don't think you had done it previously.
I hadn't done it. No, it was my first time doing the board,
Oh, there goes Ted.
and Beelzebub came true.
Yeah.
He was spelling out his name.
I forgot about that till right now.
Yeah.
So there you go,
I'll go back there.
ladies and gentlemen. Beelzebub. And now I'll hand you over to Karen for Asmodeus. You already said yes.
Your whisper is
so creepy.
So, Asmodeus. He's known as the king of all demons. He is a prominent figure in Jewish, Christian, Persian, and medieval European traditions. Nowadays, he is described as explicitly evil and appears as a tempter, a destroyer, and a tester.
Oh,
He is very powerful and intelligent.
it's not me.
No,
No, none of us are powerful or intelligent.
no, no.
He's usually not found in any typical Bibles. Where he can be found is in the book of Tobit, where he is known as the primary antagonist. He's also mentioned in some Talmudic... Sorry if I butchered that.
You definitely did.
Definitely did butcher that. He's mentioned in some Talmudic legends, such as the Temple of Solomon. The legend of King Solomon and Asmodeus later shaped Christian demonology and occult hierarchy. But before Christianity, there was no hierarchy, no 7 deadly sins, and no prince of lust. Asmodeus was a mere entity and not of satanic royalty. Solomon was building a temple, and iron tools were forbidden because iron was used for weapons. Due to this, Solomon needed the shamir, a creature that cut stone without metal, and Asmodeus was said to know where the shamir was located. Later, Asmodeus was restrained by a chain and a ring, which contained the divine name.
Poor Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
They locked him up. I'd become a demon if someone locked me up too.
Asmodeus was restrained by a chain and a ring which contained the divine name, which represents God's authority, but not magic. Asmodeus laughs at Solomon and warns him about human pride. In the Jewish tale, he is neither evil nor redeemable. He drinks wine, keeps Sabbath, and acknowledges God's authority. These traits are later removed by Christianity.
I take the wine.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. After Solomon obtains the shamir, he completes the temple, but Asmodeus tricks Solomon into removing the ring under a false sense of curiosity and trust, and throws him far, far away. So he literally just picks him up and yeets him far, far away. He takes the form of Solomon and rules in his stead. After a while, Solomon wanders as a beggar and is mocked and powerless. Eventually, he is given work where he receives a fish.
Fish head.
He receives a fish to prepare for dinner, and inside this fish is a ring. It is said that Asmodeus discarded the ring in the sea.
This sounds like kind of... You also find a ring in
precious.
My precious.
My
All right, Colin. I am only repeating.
I'm just saying you also find a ring in Brack. So there's like, all these traditions always have crossovers and...
Oh, maybe the next ring you're going to find Asmodeus is going to be attached to it.
Dum dum dum.
Oh.
I doubt it'll be the copper brass cheap one out of the brass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would want a nice big fat rock, especially from the demon of hell. Like,
You found a ring and a fish,
And you get me a glass of wine with it.
Oh, you can keep your wine.
and if you cook the fish,
It's
then
like
there
a
you go.
romantic dinner.
Yeah.
well, now he is like his sin, his lust.
True.
Ah, yeah.
He is temptation. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Oh, I'm allowed. Solomon believes this is God's work in returning the ring back naturally. When he invokes the divine name, Asmodeus is exposed and expelled. So after this story, this kind of shaped into Christianity mythology. So Christian theology organized hell to look like heaven, whereas Asmodeus later went on to become a prominent figure in demonology and one of the 7 princes of hell. He is considered high up in the ranking of the hierarchy, but is often overshadowed by Lucifer, Satan, and Leviathan. In hell, he is supposedly the commander of 72 legions of demons. He is the demon of lust, jealousy, wrath, and destructive desire, and is supposedly responsible for twisting people's sexual desires.
He's like, thank you for being tied up and giving you wine.
He's going to give you wine,
Tie you up.
fish, and
Chain
twist your sexual desires.
Whatever you're into.
He was smitten with the love for Sarah, who was the daughter of Regal. Again, I probably butchered that name. He killed her 7 husbands on each of their wedding nights.
How could you find 7 husbands?
I
can't even find one.
Well, they all only lasted a night, so and it was probably
Yeah.
arranged marriages.
Why would you want 7 husbands?
That's
But
true.
she never got to have any of them really if they all died on their wedding night. So
It's fine.
Well, now, 7 husbands or Asmodeus. So, Tobias overcame Asmodeus after he received instruction from the angel Raphael to burn a fish's heart and liver to drive him away. So it's clearly there's something about a fish in Asmodeus.
Why? Ew.
That sounds a bit fishy.
Raphael later binds Asmodeus in the deserts of Egypt. This allowed Tobias. I just butcher names, I'm sorry. This allows Tobias later to marry Sarah. So she eventually got her husband.
Big time lucky.
8th time the charm. So Asmodeus can take the form of anything he wishes, but he is generally depicted as a tall, muscular man with red skin, cloven hooves, and black hair and horns.
I was about to go, oh, nice. That's when he said red skin and cloven.
on horns.
And horns.
Tall, muscular man.
Many believe that this is his true form. Others believe differently, depending on what mythology one follows. Some believe he appears with 3 heads, a bull, a ram, and a man with a serpent's tail engulfed in flames. There isn't any personal stories involving Asmodeus, none where he is named anyway, except for one. Father Gabriel Amorth, a world-famous exorcist from Rome, has one particular case where the name Asmodeus was mentioned. Michael drove to Rome from Naples with his wife, Antonella. She claims to have been possessed by demons for the best part of 17 years.
Jesus.
They believe they were cursed by a devil-worshipping childless friend who envied Antonella as a mother of 2. After receiving the Eucharist at Mass, Antonella would throw violent fits and went into trances, where she spoke languages such as Aramaic and German. Language her husband states she never studied. After 4 years of exorcisms with Amorth, her fits started to become less violent. After only 4 years.
That's, yeah, only 4 years.
Only 4 years. Only started to become less violent.
It's a bit brutal, like.
One session, Amorth started chanting in Latin. When Antonella realizes this, she starts choking, coughing up phlegm, and demanding he stops.
Ew.
Amorth refused and repeats, "Tell me your name." So finally, Antonella spits out the name, Asmodeus. Amorth demands, "How many are you?" Where she responds, "We are 5. Well, when I say response, she more like shouted at him, "We are 5.
We're 5, I told you.
After hours of chanting in Latin and making the signs of the cross, he eventually drove the demon out of Antonella. After this, Antonella just went on and lived her best life.
Ah, good. I'm
Good
glad.
for her.
Yeah. So that was Asmodeus. As I said, there wasn't actually that much on Asmodeus.
I don't
But
want to be
that's-
possessed by him if it takes 4 years
Absolutely
to
not.
weaken him. Thanks.
No,
You're all right.
just tweaking him.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I would say that I actually really enjoyed researching this topic, and this makes me a little bit concerned.
I'm concerned for all of us.
So Emma's going to tell us about Belphegor next. You can rest forever.
Today I have chosen the demon known as Belphegor. Belphegor is a demon primarily known as the demon of sloth, laziness, and procrastination. I have picked this demon to speak about because I swear that the sloth is my spirit animal, and I procrastinate all of the time.
Me too.
Me too.
He is also associated with discoveries, inventions, and wealth gained through easy means.
Cool.
He tempts humans with lazy contentment, promising riches from ingenious but often morally questionable inventions,
I'm
leading
okay with
them
that.
to neglect, effort, and spiritual growth.
I'd like to sit on the couch.
I'm okay with that.
Sometimes appearing as a beautiful woman to seduce, or as a terrifying horned figure.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I was going to say something else there.
Put down the books.
I'm okay with both of those things too.
He is a prince of hell and a lieutenant of Satan, spreading spiritual decay through inaction rather than overt violence. In some lore, followers were offered feces as tribute.
Ew.
This is taking a turn.
Next time you're on the toilet.
I'm not okay with this anymore.
Belvedere comes up through the toilet. Never mind.
Unlike the majority of rebel angels, Belphegor did not initially join Lucifer's side after he declared war against heaven, nor was he fighting against the rebellion at God's side either. Despite not being part of Lucifer's rebellion, the fact that he refused to join God's side and instead stood idly earned him his punishment. He was cast down to hell alongside the other rebel angels, transforming him into the archdemon of sloth.
The moral of the story is don't sit on the fence, pick a side and be done with it.
Yep. Yeah. Belphegor, along with Asmodeus and Mammon, did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I can't pronounce it either.
Well, Mammon is nearly the easiest one to pronounce.
Were soon awakened by the sound of Lucifer's voice calling out to them from the newly created chasm that was created from the impact of their fall. This new realm would come to be known as hell.
Dum, dum, dum.
I'm starting to like hell.
Well, it's good because you're going there.
Well, there's lots of sexy
We'll
demons
all
walking
be there.
down there.
Good looking men, good looking women.
I say.
Despite not being part of the original rebellion to overtake heaven, Belphegor quickly rose through the demonic hierarchy due to his great contributions to the construction of the Pandemonium, the newly founded capital of hell.
Pandemonium.
Given his talent and interest in machinery, he participated in the crafting of many evil mechanical inner workings of the capital.
Can I just say machinery in hell?
Cool.
It just seems a little bit out of place.
I'll turn the crank a little bit wider.
Next soul, please.
During the Great Rally, Belphegor became anointed as one of the 7 kings of hell, along with Beelzebub, Mammon, Asmodeus, Leviathan, Satan, and Lucifer. Belphegor was known not to migrate from one place to another as often as other demonic monarchs, preferring to remain in the same location within hell. He will only put in the effort to turn away from his work if something actually catches his interest.
Lazy lump.
Literally.
Lazy bastard.
One such occurrence was when he had been dispatched to Earth on a mission by Satan. While on Earth, the Demon King found a particular affinity for France, especially Paris, where he now resides hidden deep within the catacombs of the city.
No, stop.
Another reason to go.
Let's go. Book a flight, let's go.
And also, if you want to hear about Paris catacombs, please tune in to our last episode where we actually spoke about the Paris catacombs.
He now serves as Hell's ambassador to France. Consequently, he is also the adversary of Mary Magdalene, one of the patron saints of France. After achieving his new status in the demonic hierarchy, Belphegor was sent on a mission by Satan to find out if there really is such a thing as married happiness on the planet Earth. Despite his desire to remain in hell and avoid hard work, Belphegor would eventually manage to accomplish several exploits during his time on Earth via his emissionaries. But the most notable was when he was posing as a pagan deity and leading the Moabites astray from the path of God. During this time, Belphegor was worshipped as Baal Peor. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Baal Peor.
He was treated as a phallic deity associated with sex, orgies, and all forms of debauchery in general.
He's too lazy for
He's not
he's
that
too
lazy
lazy
then.
for orgies.
Jesus, he's taking a leaf out of Asmodeus.
I lost where I was.
He's hanging out with Asmodeus too much.
I'm beginning to think they're all the same
Orgies and
person.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, associated with sex, orgies, and all forms of debauchery in general that continued all the way up until the Dark Reign.
The Dark Reign?
Was he in the Hellfire Club by any chance?
Possible.
It's possible.
It's
Well,
possible
no, he's in the
all
catacombs.
of
While acting as false god, Belphegor's experiences would soon convince him that the rumour of married happiness was groundless. Belphegor is invoked by mortals who wish to find fame and wealth through invention, often with as little effort as possible. These wishes, as with almost any demonic invocation, are doomed to fail, because Belphegor's true mission is to draw the lazy into the sin of the sloth. Through the failure of whatever Belphegor provided to the invoker, he draws them into procrastination and idle dreaming, rather than producing, thus damning them.
It's not us, because we didn't procrastinate making our podcast. We're 9 episodes in now. Whoop, 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 whoop.
He is a shapeshifter, delighting in using his ability to deceive mortals. His most common forms are polarized in their appearances. He will take the form of a beautiful woman, naked in all her glory, to seduce those who would fall for his wiles. He also appears as a monstrous demon with leathery flesh, huge horns, long sharp teeth and fingernails, and a gaping mouth. It's only little.
I like him.
I like it.
I like him too.
I've liked all the demons so far.
I don't know what that says about us as people.
Yeah, I'm very concerned.
That we are human
Yes.
and indulge
In
in
sin.
all of the 7 sins.
Mhm.
Yep.
And we like demons.
Finally, Serena is seeing us out with Leviathan. The deep doesn't let go.
Leviathan. Similar to the previous discussed demons, but
It's always a but.
before hell had circles, before sins were numbered, before demons learned to wear crowns and titles, there was the deep. And within the deep, there was Leviathan. It is said that Leviathan is older than God himself.
I was just about to say
That-
he sounds very old.
He is older than Scripture. There is no set date of when Leviathan started. He was not born in rebellion. He was spoken into existence when the world was still wet with creation, when God divided the waters and set boundaries upon chaos. Scripture would later describe him in awe and terror. A creature no spear could wound, no chain could hold, whose breath smoked and whose scales were sealed tighter than stone. In those days, Leviathan was not called a demon. He was proof that some things were meant to remain beyond human mastery. But when heaven fell into war, when angels learned the taste of defiance, and were cast screaming into the void, Leviathan did not rise to meet them. He sank.
Oh.
The deep opened wider than it ever had before, and Leviathan coiled.
Sorry. Emma.
You dirty hoe.
We're not even reading the same books.
She's not reading. The deep opened wider than it ever had before.
I can't listen to that now. Emma.
The deep opened wider than it ever had before, and Leviathan coiled himself around its edges. Watching the light vanish above him. He did not curse God, he did not follow Lucifer in rage. He remembered. And remembrance, unattended, curdles into envy. Hell formed itself slowly, like a wound learning its shape. Fire claimed its throne, and Lucifer crowned himself with pride, wrath, lust, greed, gluttony, and sloth. Each sin demanded a ruler. And then there was envy. No demon wanted it. Envy did not burn, it did not roar, it did not consume outwardly. It hollowed inward. Questioned fairness, whispered comparison into the heart. Leviathan does not tempt with riches or lust, he tempts with comparison. He whispers, why do they have what you deserve? Why are they loved and you unseen? Why should they rise while you sink? These thoughts, ancient theologians warned, were the most dangerous because they feel justified.
I think Leviathan has his claws in all of us
Mm-hmm.
because it's so easy to fall into the trap of comparison.
Yep. Theologians feared Leviathan not because he destroyed faith, but because he corroded it. Envy, after all, does not deny God. It questions his fairness.
Mhm.
And in doing so, it invites the soul to drift, slowly and quietly, into the abyss. Like, Leviathan is like the underworld of hell.
Ew.
He's like the backbone of it, like.
This is why Leviathan's punishments are not flame or claw, they are weight. So envy was given to Leviathan, who already knew what it was to watch something he could never reclaim. Thus Leviathan became Prince of the Abyss, ruler of the western reaches of hell, where fire dimmed, stone wept, and the ground turned slick beneath the feet of the demons who strayed too far.
I want to go there.
Same.
I just have a little look around.
Yeah, and come back. Maybe.
Beneath that realm lay a black sea without surface or floor. That sea was Leviathan's throne. From the depths rose his servants, the ones later called Leviathan demons. They were not forged like others, they were drawn from the abyss. Ancient watchers, drowning spirits, serpentine shadows shaped by pressure and silence. They did not shriek or tempt openly. They whispered into stillness. They moved through hell and the world alike, feeding not on blood or pleasure, but on comparison. Why them and not you? Why does God bless others and pass you by? These demons did not push souls toward crime or blasphemy. They taught them to sit quietly with resentment until it felt deserved. When souls fell into Leviathan's domain, there were no flames. They sank. Cold water closed over memory and thought alike, and Leviathan's demon guided them downward, not with chains, but with weight. There, the damned were shown every moment they measured their lives against another's, every joy they could not celebrate because it was not theirs. The punishment was not pain, it was understanding. Mammon's gold rusted in those water. Asmodeus
That's
hard to say.
It is. Asmodeus's pleasures dissolved into brine. Even Lucifer did not linger long near the abyss, for Leviathan's realm remembered heaven too clearly, and pride cannot survive prolonged mourning. Some texts claimed Leviathan was once two beings, male and female, one destroyed, apparently by God, so that the world would not drown beneath their power.
Adam and Eve.
Ooh.
Others claimed Leviathan was the serpent beneath the serpent, the shadow cast before Eden ever existed. Occultists debated whether Leviathan was demon, god, or principle. The faith feared him not because he denied God, but because he questioned him. Envy does not say there is no God. It says God is unfair. And so Leviathan waits. Patient as the sea, ancient as pressure, coiled around the edges of hell and the world alike. His demons still move, unseen, quiet as tides, dragging hearts downward without ever raising their voices. Scripture promises his end, that God will one day break the serpent and draw him into the light. But hell whispers another truth in the dark waters. If Leviathan is destroyed, the deep will fully open, and if the deep opens, nothing will remain shallow enough to save itself.
It'll all be sucked into the deep. I would say he's nearly worse than the devil then.
I mean, he sounds pretty creepy.
Yeah. I'd like to pay him a visit just and have an out chat with him, just to see what.
No, you wouldn't
No, thanks.
because the waters around him are said to be boiling.
And
Because he can breathe fire, but it boils the water around him.
you're not going to be able to get back.
I'm in hell anyway, so where am I going?
You said you wanted to
abyss.
go and then go back. You can't go back. Once you're in there, you're in there. Once you're in the deep.
when I'm
If you end up in his domain, you're there forever because your own thoughts and your own envy will consume you entirely, that you will never be able to see the light again.
That's everyday occurrence. Well, if I'm in hell, I'm going to have a chat with all seven of them. Just for the crack, like.
But you might not come back if you go to Leviathan.
Sure, that's alright too. I'm dead anyway, so.
All 7 of them already live inside of each of us.
Oh, that's really creepy.
That's
Don't
a
say
bit
it like
creepy.
that.
I agree with her. Did you?
So do I.
do.
What they do, yeah.
100%. But it was just the way she said it. It was creepy.
Like, how often do we all compare ourselves to others?
Oh, always.
Always.
every
How
day,
often
nearly.
do we overconsume? How often are we lazy?
Procrastinate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
Jealous.
All of it.
It's
Mhm.
the 7 deadly sins.
But it's also life.
Oh, definitely.
Part
But
of it.
that
Yeah.
is it.
No matter how many times you tell yourself, I never compare myself to others, you do.
You
It's
do.
just it's just human nature.
7 demons, 7 sins. Tonight, we talked about just 4 of them. Whether you believe these figures are myth, metaphor, or something older, their names have survived for a reason. If one of tonight's demons stuck with you, unsettled you, intrigued you, or followed you a little too closely, let us know. Or if you would like to hear the stories of the remaining 3, let us know. Share the episode, leave a comment, or tell us which demon you want to hear more about the next time. You can email us on Paragals.Ireland@gmail.com or reach out to us on any of our social medias. We would love to hear from you. Until then, stay spooky.
Bye!